is on me, and welcome to the Gonzo Ewok channel. With me, Ewok.
And me, Gonzo.
For another exciting episode of Geordie Space Program!
That was half French, half Japanese. You've managed to offend people on both sides of the planet with that one. Well done.
What can I say, Matt? My accents aren't that good. I do one accent reasonably, and that's the accent I was born with.
I think you started with quite a bit of enthusiasm, and as you kind of talked more, it kind of just disappeared.
It's probably the Japanese. I kind of lost my confidence as I was talking. It started off well, and then I thought, shit, what have I done? I don't speak French. This was a terrible idea.
Okay, and speaking of terrible ideas, Geordie Space Program, episode 3.
Geordie Space Program, episode 3. We need to do some stuff. We still need to get orbit.
Yeah. Last episode, you said after we managed to breach atmosphere in episode 1, we were going to get an orbit,
and we
didn't. We built a couple of probes. We got close.
We got close with the last one. We did,
but not quite. And we've been having a brief discussion, talking off camera. Just in between the episodes, we record them in bulk.
We'll do it this time.
What we're thinking is we're going to upgrade the launch pad. We've
Yes.
got a fair bit of cash. It's expensive to do that, but we're going to need a better launch pad.
That 18-ton limit is killing us, but if we upgrade the launch pad, we've got a maximum vessel weight of 140 tons, which makes a hell of a difference. We'll still be limited on part count until we upgrade the vehicle assembly building, but with 30 parts, we can get something nice and meaty. First, though, shall we have a look at a couple of contracts, see if we can make some money?
Yeah, I mean, if we can make a good chunk of change, it just takes the sting out of upgrading the launch pad.
It does. I don't want to do observational surveys because they take bloody ages to do.
Yeah, pains in the ass.
Test the swivel engine. Oh no, it's a haul a swivel engine. We've only got to lift it up, but we've got to get it quite high and at a reasonable speed.
Doesn't give them much cash, so it's only like 20 grand.
20 grand's nothing to be sneezed at this stage, though. Suborbital space flights. We can get 4 people into suborbital space flights. That's some money. They'll
By
die though.
suborbital, do they mean get out of atmosphere?
Out of atmosphere and back.
When we got passenger compartments as such, we'd have to use capsules, and it would just be a horrible mess.
Haul a hammer into flight above Kerbin.
By a hammer, they're talking about one of the solid fuels, aren't they? Not just a literal hammer.
Yeah, they're talking about one of the solid fuels engine. Test the Juno basic engine. Well, that's
jet engine.
That's worth 39 to test this jet engine. Got to get to 9,000 feet.
Meters.
9,000 meters. This is why my ships never work. Do you want to try this one?
180. You know what? We've never done a test a jet engine before.
I'm not building a jet.
No, I haven't got any of the bits to build a jet with.
But I'll happily stick a jet engine on a rocket.
Okay.
In fact, what I will do is I will have that there, and then I'll stick that on the top like that.
That's a different engine to the old one, isn't it?
It is. They're little engines and they're useless. I've not even been able to get anything to take off with this damn thing.
You know, what sort of? It's not giving me much thrust.
Which is kind of what you want an engine to do.
Drain stage by
It'd be good for like a tiny drone or something like that, like a little drone plane.
Aye, little predator, tiny little predator. So I suppose, is that going to have access to any fuel, or do we just need to get it up there and run a test on it for the contract?
I think the contract specified that it needed to be part of the staging, but that's still fine.
Yeah,
it can be part of the staging and not be connected to anything.
That's okay. Okay, yeah.
So we'll need some parachutes. We will need parachutes.
A couple of radials, that'll do it nicely.
Oh, do you think we'll get up to 9,000 with just this? I was going to stick some solid on.
You know what? I would take some solid.
Yeah, I was going to put...
They're on the side of overkill.
Maybe stick a hammer on the bottom?
Yeah, or 2 at the side, potentially. I don't know.
Well, 2 at the side, I think we're on the risk of getting a flippy craft. We're at the very early stages of design here, where we haven't got a lot of great stuff to stop things from flipping, as a person with a vague command of the English language might say.
Now, I can't help but notice this is a capsule, so I assume this means that this is going to be a manned or a womaned mission.
This is going to be a manned or a womaned mission because I intend to pop some science in here as well.
Ooh la la. Back to the French, you see. Very cosmopolitan up here in the northeast.
Absolutely. We are a civilised people. But yeah, figured we need science too, so why not get some while we go?
Is that your stomach?
It was kind of like my entire gut.
Jesus, I hope the microphone picked that up. It was like your anus was possessed.
It wasn't my anus.
Well, it's attached, isn't it? Any kind of digestive problem can be attributed to the anus. Everybody knows that. It's just a big tube. Right.
Popping a couple of mystery goos on there. Make them not wonky as piss. That's a catchphrase for anyone who hasn't seen any of the previous series of Geordie Space Program.
I'd also accept
Wonky
it.
as piss.
Wonky as piss. Wonky as a donkey's cock is another one.
Short severity. Engine jettisoned.
You
This
haven't
engine
gotten-
will be jettisoned before use.
You haven't gotten a chance to say your catchphrase yet, and I haven't been able to say mine because we don't have the requisite parts.
We'll get them, buddy. We'll get them.
Okay. I've got it printed. I've got it printed on a T-shirt. My sin, on the back of an official Gonzo Ewok T-shirt.
So have I.
Didn't you put your own catchphrase on there? You put your catchphrase.
Yeah, I put my
on your
catch. I didn't put your catchphrase on my T-shirt. That would just be weird.
It would be.
That would just be weird.
I mean, there's
It's-
already rumours about the
it's far more-
homoeroticism between them.
It's far more sensible to put a quote from yourself on a T-shirt. It's not vain at all. Unused
quote.
monoprop. Consumer not receiving liquid fuel. Right. That goes there. That goes there. And that pops off. That goes there.
Wouldn't it be mint if we had some of our fans wearing our T-shirts? I was actually speaking to the designer, Steve, who designed our channel artwork, and he wants it on a T-shirt as well. I mean, that's even more vain. He painted the picture that is our channel artwork. No more vain than wearing a T-shirt that you've drawn the picture for yourself. It's one thing to put your words on it.
It's like hanging your own painting in your house. You'd do that though, wouldn't you?
I suppose. Well, my wife was taking a lot of photography. We've got some of our photographs we've been meaning to put up for about 8 years. Good photographs.
Right, I've launched. We need to get to 9,000 feet. Between 9,000 and 11,000, and we need to be doing less than 270 when we're there. We're clearly going to be doing more than 270. We'll be at 270 in a matter of seconds. But we
can just have a nice, gentle, leisurely kind of fly up there. We'll be okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, we're already nearly halfway there. Halfway there now.
What I'll do is I'll let that speed just
Bleed
drain
off.
off.
Quickly check your map, see how high that.
No, I really don't want to move away from what's going on here. There we go.
What was that?
That was me doing the experiment. It's done.
Oh, there we are. That happened very quickly.
Yeah, we reached the 9,000. So I'm going to just lean us north, burn off some of this fuel, and see if we can get to a biome that we haven't been at yet.
Yeah, might be able to get across the mountains, perhaps.
And then we can use that as an opportunity to do some science. I'm probably going way too fast.
It's getting quite warm.
It is getting quite warm.
Nah, still suborbital.
We'll probably get a land distance record on this. Actually, no, we won't. It depends. If it counts the land distance records of the things that we've crashed, then we won't.
We have had some money for stuff that's since then exploded. Okay, but that wasn't half bad. Now, personally, if I was you, I would do the old spinny and fling that thing away.
That's what I'm doing, pal.
Nice. It's not something we've used before, but it was a thing that I'd seen Scott Manley do when he actually managed to launch himself back home. He's trapped in an orbit.
And he managed to spin himself.
Did the spinny, and then everybody else was loaded into the bit that got flung off, and used that to fire the person back home. It's quite good, really, the old sling method.
I didn't have pilot stability activated. I do now.
Okay, so that was an atmospheric flight rather than suborbital. I get easily confused with the terms.
Yes, that was an atmospheric flight. It was always intended to be an atmospheric flight, but it was an atmospheric flight that netted us in total about 39 grand on top of minus what we paid for the ship. I didn't notice how much the ship cost, but it wouldn't have been a lot more.
And if we land in one piece, we'll get some science on the bottom, hopefully in a new biome. Not a bad little start of this episode, really.
Absolutely. In fact, we're in the upper atmosphere, and we've never brought anything back from the upper atmosphere, so that's going to be worth more than anything that we get when we
I'd
land.
take some of that back. Nice. And then we've still got a mystery goo left over. Crew report.
think crew report will just say flying. Oh no, it says upper atmosphere. So there you go.
Nice. Temperature data, crew reports, goo.
This is what we should have been doing all along. Doing missions that get us a bit of money and get us a decent amount of science at the same time.
But eyes on the prize, end of this episode, you said orbit.
Okay, I will do that.
Don't get us wrong, I understand.
I would like
we need
to,
money, we need research to do it. But
this is the problem. We had one earlier series where we were just obsessed with getting the next milestone, and that was actually to our detriment. And I don't want to go down that route, but I will get over by the end of this episode.
Okay. Well, this is a third episode that we've recorded today. The first 3 episodes that are up have all been recorded together, so we still haven't seen any comments, which hopefully are appearing below the other videos. So we still don't have much of an idea about what it is that maybe you guys would like to see longer term for this series.
Oh God.
That's not good. God. By all means, let me know in the comments, but we'll quickly hop back to the action here because things could be going wrong.
It's alright. No, it's not alright. That's alright, we're through the worst of it. It just did not want to face the right direction.
The front of the craft
heat
looks a bit like an anus. If you scroll up a touch, like bring the camera up, is that the moon? Right in the distance?
I don't know what
Tiny
that is.
little white speck in the background there.
I don't know what that is, but we're coming in hot.
We are hot, hard, heavy, and low hanging.
We're coming in a lot faster than we should be. We should be slowing down a lot faster than we are now.
This isn't good, is it? I mean, we're quite high up as well. Oh, we are fucked. What a landing!
Oh my God!
Oh,
well, we lost most of the science.
What a landing! Talking about these, you know what you call it, the halo landings, where you fall and then you put your parachutes out at the last second. You just completely eyeballed that. I'm impressed. First impressive manoeuvre we've had since we've rebooted the series.
Now, is it me, or are we just not slowing down as quick as we're used to?
I'm not sure if they have messed around with something in terms of the physics, but it feels that way. Maybe we're just a little bit out of practice.
No, that wouldn't have happened on the old model.
Air brakes. Air brakes is a thing, maybe? Do we need air brakes? Air brakes would have been handy there.
Air brakes would have been handy there, or a drogue chute.
Now, unfortunately, we lost a lot of science there.
We did. We still got some.
We got some cash. Not bad. We're in a better position than we were before that mission happened, and you kept the space monkey alive.
Just.
I don't know how. One hell of a nice somersault landing and she skittered off the bottom, flipped over.
The parachute, by all rights, those parachutes were way beyond the tolerance level, even when I opened them, and I waited till the last possible second to open them.
It was good timing.
I opened them thinking that they're probably going to tear off, but it's now or never.
Siegfried, or whatever the hell the space monkey's called, hasn't got a tooth left in her head after that landing. Unfortunately, she swallowed all of them. But, yeah, that wasn't too bad.
And we do have enough for the next thing on the science tree, so struts.
Struts is handy.
And crew cabins.
Let's have a look. Big couplers. Launch enhancers are handy for some of the testing stuff we do. The old
the Terrier engine
clamps
could be useful for this this probe. Take up a nice light engine.
Could do,
Cuts
and
down on a lot
gives
of
us
weight.
the 400 tank, which gives us double the fuel, and it's slightly lighter than putting two 200s together.
I think it's exactly the same as putting two 200s together.
Oh, was it? I thought it worked out slightly better. Keeps your part count down.
I think that's the way to go, because I think we're going to need that Terrier if we're sending a probe up.
Yeah, once we break atmosphere, that thing can just sit at the fuel as long as you like, really.
But that worked. That went okay. Not perfect by any stretch
We lost
of
the
the
science, but
imagination.
nobody died. And that's probably all you can say about it. So, next thing. What do we do next?
I'd love to get some more science. So, hold the swivel engine to 40. Yeah, we could do that. Because we just kind of did that already, didn't we?
Yeah, what will that get me?
So, that'll get us
22 grand.
22 grand. And we can try and bring the science home this time. So I say we do that.
Alright.
So we can use almost exactly the same ship, I think.
But we don't need the jet engine on the top.
Yeah, we don't need the jet engine. That's very true. If only we had a drogue chute, eh?
Aye. We can just put a...
Radial drogue chutes!
So what are you thinking? Maybe having the proper parachute on the top and then maybe
So
some
we'll put
drones?
one of them on, and we'll put some...
Whoa.
We'll put some drogue chutes on the side. What's their tolerance? Safe deploy speed 424. That's not that great, is it?
It's better. I mean, we were going just under 300 when you deployed last time. Would have probably given another 500, 600 metres to deploy. That would have slowed it down enough to give your main chute enough time to deploy. Most likely.
Most likely. Well, sorry, Sita, but you're going back up again.
Yeah, you went to bring the signs home and you didn't, so guess what? Didn't get too comfortable in your chair, love. You're going back up.
Oh, hang on. I am using the swivel, aren't I?
I think so.
Yep, yeah, I am using the right one.
Yep. Alright, do that again. So,
except this time I want to do a gravity turn straight away.
Aye.
Because we don't want to be coming down quite as
sharp.
It'll give us a bit more time to slow down.
Yeah. Okay then. So that's way above in terms of the speed that we need, but that's going to happen with the solid fuels. I think that should be okay. Get rid of that.
And what I'll do is I'll keep a bit of thrust going, but we want it to slow down.
Yeah. I mean, let the inertia from the solids do the hard work. Aye, that's sitting fairly pretty there.
So 31,000. That's what we need.
Well, coming on to that's a third of the way there. Isn't bad. Still losing speed.
That's fine. We're supposed to be losing speed. I want to get that down to about 260. We'll lose it nice and slowly because we don't want Kerbin's gravity to start pulling us back down again.
Yep, just over halfway there. Still got, let's say, about 2/3 of our fuel. So that's absolutely fine. Speed sitting well within tolerable limits. I thought I'd drop that off a little bit if anything.
We need to drop it off a little bit. It's 260 is the maximum.
There we are, about 12,000 metres. Keep it going like this. Don't lose too much more speed.
Yeah, our angle is very precarious.
It's slowly dropping in it. Might need to give it a
but at this
touch
height,
touch more cocoa.
At this height, the air resistance isn't going to be a big problem. So we're going to just point this away.
And see, we're still climbing.
We are still climbing. We've got plenty fuel left.
Aye.
Plenty fuel.
Still got about half. And I mean, we don't need this fuel. If anything, the more fuel we can get rid of, the better the landing will be. You know? It's just weight at this point. Coming to 24.
I'll give her a bit more poke.
Aye.
Push her a little bit. Push her a bit quicker. Get that angle back because we're practically coasting there.
Yeah. You know what? That's sitting alright. Okay, 5 more kilometres to go. 5,000 metres. We've got this in the bag. That's alright. They're keeping the speed just under 260. It's nice to see. Fine adjustments on the throttle. 2,000 metres to go.
Pretty much holding speed perfectly there.
Aye, that's nice. Alright, coming up. And there we have it. That's it. We're done.
Why hasn't it registered? Shit. We've got the
wrong
wrong engine.
Freaking engine.
I could have sworn. Why am I using the Reliant? I never use the Reliant. That's the reason I didn't check, because I always use the swivel. Hey, that's alright. It was a cheap ship.
When the upper atmosphere, if we bring the signs home, that's something. We are going to have to do this again though, so we didn't lose a few grand for not doing the contract or failing it. So we're going to have to do that again. Swap the engine and do exactly the same thing again.
We don't have to do it immediately.
We'll forget, and then we'll get shouted at because we forgot.
You get a long time to do contracts. So shall I get out and do an EVA?
Probably not.
Yeah, you can't anyway. And spinny.
This is rapidly becoming my favourite part. Nice. I think you could have got it a bit faster, if I'm honest.
I probably could have, buddy. I probably could. So we're going down now. Let's close those service bay doors. Did I get a temperature reading?
Where's the bit? Let us see where the them bits flying off are?
I'm trying to pilot a ship here. Yeah, they're long gone.
Probably above me.
Oh, that's worrying.
Yeah, we've got quite some distance to fall here. Alright, so slow descent
Right.
down. That was quite embarrassing. Took the wrong engine. Surely a big part of rocket science is knowing what engine does what. But we took the LVT-30s as opposed to the
LVT-45,
Aye.
which is a pain. Because I always use the swivel, because it gives you far better control.
Yeah, vector engine.
And I'm all about the control.
Yeah, well. I suppose it means we get to test the old drogue chutes, doesn't it? They're quite short. I like the fact they've got a nice red fabric as well. It's quite nice.
Be honest. Slowing us down nicely. Although, to be honest, we were well within tolerable speeds.
Yeah, we're very
this
high.
time.
We're deploying them.
You know what? The science is the important bit, because it's the science that moves us along.
Lubricates the engine of Geordie technology.
Absolutely. Because that contract, it's a nice contract to have. It's a nice bit of money in the back pocket. It'll be easy to get. We'll probably be able to tack a different contract onto it. But right now, it's all about getting that orbit in it.
Aye. And let's not forget as well, Geordies, traditionally...
Those drogue chutes have slowed us right down.
Yeah, that's painful to watch. But yes, as I was going to say, let's not forget, Geordies in the northeast of England in general, we've always kind of led the way in technology, traditionally. You think of Lord Armstrong, you think of Craigside, first house on the planet, that was powered by hydro...
First house on the planet?
No, first house on the planet that was powered by hydroelectricity. Used the river, very clever. You also made a lot of cannons that a lot of foreign people used to blow each other up with, which is probably not so good, but they were very technologically sound cannons. What else have we got?
Steam engine.
Steam engine, Stephenson's rocket. That's Middlesbrough way, I think. He lived very close to where we live, his house.
Mm-hmm.
Had workshops around the back of Central Station.
Got a few pubs named after him in the local area.
Does, aye.
There's the Railway Inn and George Stephenson in Killenworth. That's right, Killenworth. That's the name of the place. Just down the road.
All the scientists survived. There's a lot of Geordie science people who are out there. That's the point, of which we are happy to be part of that community in our current endeavours. Okay, right, we've got some science. We've done what
We have got some science.
Survived.
We finally brought some science home. 32 science.
That's nice.
It's not enough to buy anything.
No, but it's good science to have in the bank.
We've got 200. Has our money gone up? I probably didn't pay any attention to it after.
We've made a few grand
time.
out of these contracts. We're sitting at around 290 odd.
So we're going in the right direction. I think it's probably time to attempt that contract again.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, we need to upgrade the launch pad. Let's wait till morning. We want it to be late when we do this.
Yeah, everybody needs to see the in-tune explosions. You can't do it in the dead of night. Where's the fun in that when people are asleep?
So ditch everything.
Start from scratch. Alright, so probe.
Let's zoom in. So what's the weight difference? That's 0.05. That's not. It's quite. It's quite.
That
a
is
difference.
quite a big chunk.
It's the best part of a ton. We'll pop that on. Do you think that's enough with a micro engine?
Yeah, I think so. If we can get that up above the atmosphere, that'll do it.
So that's 2.8 tons. We'll put on lots of power.
The things that we've got on the left there, are they radiators? You can see the bottom column to the left, underneath the parachutes.
Yeah, they're radiators, yeah.
Alright, that's a shame. I thought it might have been air brakes. I thought that could have been handy.
No, this isn't coming back.
No.
This is a one-way trip.
I was just checking, I thought we might have had them. That's all. Doesn't look as though we do. Which is understandable. I mean, that's a slightly more advanced bit of technology than the level we're operating on at the minute.
How about we just go, like, proper overkill on
What,
this
like
one?
balls to the wall?
Balls to the wall overkill.
Well,
There's no way.
That's only $7,000. Whack some nipples on it, and I'd say that's good to go. There's no way that is not doing it, providing it doesn't flip the fuck out.
Yeah, I mean, that has to do it.
Of course.
It has to. The sheer amount of power.
Yeah, that's... if anything, the only concern that I've got about this is it travels so fast that it just melts the probe core. Because all four of them kicking off at once is going to be a hell of a
If only we could put a heat shield on the
giving
top.
it a tiny little heat-resistant hat. Yeah, I don't know if there's probably some clever wizardry you can do to try and protect your hat, but what that would be, I don't know. And I've got a concern. Okay, okay. I mean, what are they like in terms of their aerodynamics? It looks a bit odd. What are they like in terms of aerodynamics? Is that not going to make it very, very top heavy? Because the ablator is a heavy bit of kit.
The ablator's not that heavy, 0.3 tons. Anyway, top heavy is a good thing for a rocket, believe it or not.
Well, we're certainly... I mean, it's on a wonk.
It's impossible to not get this bloody thing on a wonk.
I mean, that don't look right, does it? That sort of looks right. You cheeky mare. I see what you're doing. It's a very weird looking thing. That's singularly probably the weirdest thing that we've ever done.
Oh god, that looks perfect.
I mean, apart from the weird clipping.
And the slight, ever so slight wonk.
Yeah. Oh no, don't touch that.
Shall I give it a go and see what happens? It might spin like crazy.
I've got a feeling it will, but you know what? It's costing me under 10 grand. We're fine.
I'm going with overwhelming force and hoping that overwhelming force
We're
is
just
going to keep it going.
Shooting straight up here, I take it. That will pick up speed, have no doubt. Now, we are only firing 3 engines. We do actually have that one on its own stage. So we have got another full solid fuel that we can kick in after this.
I've just activated it, so we don't.
Right. Oh yes, the speed is moving much quicker there.
It is rapidly accelerating. I think that heat shield's genius. It's like a little hat.
We travel so fast upwards, we need heat shields when we're leaving.
We put heat shields on the front.
Never mind when we're coming back. It's a good job we did as well, by the looks of it, because that's quite warm. Yeah, we are going at some speed here.
Indeed.
Remember, we do need to come... Oh, we haven't got any signs, do we?
Oh, I've got a terrible problem.
What's that?
That doesn't have any gimbling, does it? Oh, it does have gimbling.
Yeah.
Thank God. If that didn't have any gimbling, we'd have no way of turning this thing.
Check the map. Oh, the stars is out.
Right, so
Yeah, but that's certainly we're going quite
at
high.
347,000 meters.
Yeah, we are quite some distance. So shame
I never said it was going to be a neat orbit.
We really could have done with bringing some signs, you know. That would have been a lovely thing. We could have easily done it, is what I've just learned. We could have easily brought ourselves a good old chunk of signs. Now remember, the LVT, even though it's got gimbling, it doesn't recharge engines, recharge batteries. But we have got a lot of them. Weird old orbit. Yeah,
Well,
okay.
orbit it will be.
Certainly will. But yeah, if only we had batteries, not batteries, what I was saying before, we need signs and an antenna, and that would have been superb.
Hey, remember that? It only costs 10 grand.
This is true.
Hey, we could even put a Kerbal in this and send them off.
We could, but we shouldn't, because then we end up trying to do docking missions, and you got quite good at that in the last series, but given your performance of the past few episodes...
What are you on about? This is perfect. I said I get an orbit, didn't I?
Well, yeah, but the problem is at the minute we're not even good enough to have manoeuvre nodes, so how are you going to go about docking freehand?
Piece of kit.
Bullshit. That's not a thing
I
that's going to happen.
bet there's people out there who can do it.
Oh, totally. Aye. You could sit down. If you were sitting with a pen and paper and you knew what you were doing, you could work it out. Right, how we're looking?
We're looking just fine.
Oh, that's going to be a plenty big orbit. No worries at all. Just over half the fuel used. There we are.
Orbit! So, world's first entered orbit, 24,049,134 plus 10 science. We didn't tell the recovery team you'd be staying in space, so they're still looking.
Personally, I would try and bring that home, because if we recover it, we will get signs.
And how am I supposed to bring it home without parachutes?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. We should have also brought parachutes.
But what I can do is crash it into the surface of Kerbin.
You reckon? You don't want to leave it up there for posterity?
Nah, it's just mess, innit?
But it is junk. It served its purpose. Aye. Just bring that back down.
So
We'll watch this explode to see the episode out. It's possibly been a bit of a longer one, this.
I don't know. I think we're still on about 30 minutes.
That's alright then. It's okay. Alright. Okay, then just bring that down. We'll blow this up and then we'll call this episode a day. So if you're not interested in seeing the rocket explode, thanks very much for watching. If you are, here we go. It'd be quite nice to see.
Now, it'll be an interesting experiment to see if this thing bleeds off enough speed.
It's a good idea, this front-facing ablator, like the brute force approach to punching yourself out the atmosphere and then punching your way back in at some force. Everybody always keeping that arse protected. Protect your head. You can live without an arse. Can't live without a head. Protect the head at all costs.
I'm thinking this thing might actually do a pass. Just because we're going so fast.
Aye, I mean, the speed that we're coming back with here is usually the speed that you're doing when you're coming back from, say, Juna. Never mind.
In fact, what I might do is just drain off at the other side as well. Get that speed right down.
Aye, let's do it for the sake of brevity.
Do it properly.
Cool.
It's horrible, not having any sort of... what's the word?
Fine control.
Fine control.
I'm sure as the little keyboard clicks that I'm sure will be getting picked up by the mic killer test too. There's a lot of fine adjustment going on. You can see it on the nav ball. Yeah, trying to stay away in.
Because there's no stability control. Right, I just saved a little bit of fuel
just to
try
and
get us pointed in the right direction.
Face first. That's the way you come back to a planet. Everybody knows you come back in face first.
Well,
with heavy armour.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's where your heat shield stroke hat is.
Right, yeah. Punch it. There we are.
Punch it.
Just to keep it moving in the right direction.
Oh, we're coming way too low. How many passes are we going to end up doing?
Not many. There.
Oh, here we
captured. Go. Okay, we can see the blade.
Oh yeah, we're definitely coming in. My God, I bled off a lot more speed than I was expecting from the other side.
Efficient little engines, those Terriers.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
That's you know what? That's
I like this. This is a good little design.
It's sort of like one of those sort of rice paddy hats that you see in Vietnam movies. That's what it looks like. Right, okay, Blader's starting to get a little bit warm.
Yeah, but look at the speed. It's going to have to bleed off a lot of speed.
You can jettison the heat shield now.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's quite a nice feature.
I mean, I don't see why you would want to do it.
For fun. I mean, this thing's got to explode anyway. It's got no parachutes.
Would you like me to jettison the heat shield?
I've never seen one jettison before. Move. Right.
It flipped us around, but it's gone.
They've got their own little sort of built-in decouplers then. Right.
You know what? We could have landed this.
I told you.
Look at it. It's less than 300 metres a second.
You know what?
Now.
I think if maybe at the start of next episode we should come back to this, put some science on it, bung it up, bring it back up. Aye, science, parachutes. That's a good overhaul of science. That'll bump up the tech tree. Get ready for the next big milestone, I suppose.
It sounds like a plan. It's a shame we're coming in on the dark side. It's going to be hard to see this thing blow up.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much you can do really with post. It's the problem with Kerbal in general is, space by its very nature is black. So it means when you're watching videos of Kerbal, a lot of the screen is black.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to survive. We brought something back from orbit!
If we recover that, does that count as you've recovered Kerbal technology from orbit?
It does.
Look at that. How did that survive?
That's just perfect, that.
Rolling around in its little frame. Brought the brain home. I told you, protect the face, not the arse. And that's exactly what's happened. Look at that.
We've got 10 signs for recovery of the vessel from orbit.
What was 62 signs there?
Plus 80 funds.
Oh, I'll tell you what, you know what? I know we said, don't watch if needs be. Look, we can buy something. Sciencey stuff. We've got enough, buy something, we'll call it quits.
I don't think we do. Oh yeah, we do. General construction, we can get things.
Struts and bigger bits.
Aviation.
Stability clamps.
We can get
wheels and flaps.
First start of our wheels and flaps and stuff. Or flight control, we get the winglets, The deluxe winglet, small inline reaction wheel.
You would like a reaction wheel, I bet. Give you some of that control.
No, it doesn't work. You need before you can make use of that, we'd need to get the Octo.
Right.
I would quite like the Octo.
Okay then. I'll tell you what. And struts. Aye, struts and clamps are handy. Okay. Well, I think we'll leave it there for now. That was a pretty good way to end off. I can't believe that actually survived at the end. But
I'm absolutely.
I'm liking this idea. A couple of minor tweaks. We can bring signs back from orbit quite nicely.
Absolutely.
So, if you've enjoyed the video and you haven't already, you can like it. You can also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and get notifications of when we're putting up videos.
Oh, we've got an extra 24 grand. Return to the surface from orbit.
There's some cash as well. That's a nice extra little spice to end off the episode. We're also all over the internet. Well, I'm saying all over the internet. We occupy a tiny and minuscule corner of the internet. If you search for Gonzo Ewok, you'll find us on Twitter, Facebook, all over the shop, really. Thanks very much for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Thank you, and goodbye.
Thank you very much for watching this episode of Geordie Space Program. If you would like to watch some Prison Architect, you can click to your left.
If you'd like to watch one of our podcasts, or listen to it, click on the right.
And of course, if you haven't already, we always appreciate it when people subscribe. Thanks again, and bye-bye.